Meow, 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 meow. We have a budgie. We have a budgie. Hi. Hello. Good Tuesday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. It's probably not morning for anybody, but, if it is, good morning. Do I have anyone from... I guess it would have to be pretty much Hawaii, right? It's about the only place. Hi, Ray. Welcome. I'm glad that your last meeting was canceled. Pinky, hello. And welcome, Menma. I got my Euro crew here. Yeah, YouTube likes to assign stuff. Cursing is allowed, but I think there's like a client side, like you can decide whether to show it or not, I think. I think that's how that works. I don't know. Welcome, Sylvia. Welcome, Lori. Enjoy your lurk. Hello, Holly. Hey, Jules. Europe represent, yeah. So I've got a budgie over there on the cat cam, and I've got butt dodgers, which for anyone who's new to the stream or newer to the stream, a butt dodgers is when Jammy Dodgers is on the chair stealing 3/4 of it behind my butt. So that's fun. 11 a.m. here, still morning for me. Sylvia, is that West Coast? Is it really? Is it 3? Oh, I guess it is. It is 3 hours, isn't it? Over to the West Coast. Hey, Sassy, welcome. I always forget that it's 3 whole ding-dang hours. It's such a long time. Why is our continent so wide? So if you fall down, we know why? Oh, because of the butt dodgers. Got it. There's a not insignificant delay between when chat hears what I say and what I actually say. And so there is, of course, also a delay between y'all responding and me seeing it. So listen, y'all, I am not good at geography, okay? I barely know where I am at any given point in time. It feels like 9 a.m. I think I mostly live on Hawaii time. Brian lives somewhere even further west than that. But you saw my horse manning on Instagram. Thanks, Holly. Yeah, I really struggled with that one on stream. I'm still not happy with the snout, but we did our best. It's all good. It's all good. You feel like Brian is on Europe time? No. No, he's definitely not. Brian goes to bed typically, 5-hour difference. No, in the opposite direction though. So Brian typically goes to bed anywhere from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. our time on the East Coast. So he's like somewhere between Hawaii and New Zealand. He's just wrong. He's very, very wrong. And if he doesn't have a meeting in the afternoon, or in the morning, he'll get up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Between 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon is when he'll get up on his own time. Now, past Alaska. I think he's closer to Hawaii or somewhere west of Hawaii. He's like a late to bed, late to rise person in Hawaii. I'm on Hawaii time. If only I was in Hawaii as well. I've never been. I would love to go at some point in time. But, you know, we don't always get what we want. Jules has posted in the Vexed Varmints Discord that their kitty, there's a photo of their kitty with their little nose buried in their little tail, and I do love me a tabby. The cat looks a little bit like Timothy Cricket. Yeah, thank you, Ray, for posting in the Discord as well that we've started streaming. You know, I'm real good at that. I'm real good at that. Sassy, hello, entire chat. I want to tag y'all, but cannot. Yeah. I can never tag. I don't know if like mobile doesn't allow it or what. I'm usually watching YouTube on mobile, and I can never tag anyone. I can like type the things, but it doesn't actually do anything. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. Never seems to work on mobile. Loud landscapers. No, I hate the loud landscapers. That's the worst. All right. So, we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna do some nails. You're drawing for work. Mobile doesn't do it? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I hate that they don't allow you to do that on mobile, because that's how I do 90% of my, way more than 90% of my stream watching. Oh well. Anyway, we're going to do nails today. And I mentioned we had a little conversation in the Discord about what we're going to do today, but I know not everybody is in the Discord. So I'm going to put, I made like a little hello. Not that. Nope. Hello. Oh, I need to be on the nails up display. Sorry, there was just a little Jammy Dodgers in the corner here. That's my little secret Jammy Dodgers. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's gone. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's gone. Okay. We have to sorry, y'all. Easily amused. Okay. Look, I can bring her up here too. Ooh. So I made a little collage here of the manis that that either I found that I liked, that I thought I might want to recreate, or a few of these were suggested in chat. Yeah, she pops into Judge. Hey, Ashley, welcome. Yeah, so these are the ones that I think I'm considering doing, and there are far too many for a poll. So I'm gonna just ask y'all to, I guess, say which ones you would like to do. So I've put people's names on them if they're not already on, except for Susie. These top three here. Whoop. Oh, that's very weird. I can see the mouse cursor twice. Once is my cursor on the screen, and the other is the cursor that you can see. So I think the cursor that you can see is now hovering over the three. Oh, that's very, very weird. Over the three Susie Moon manis. So the three on the top to the right are Susie Moon manis. And then I have, this one is All Things to a T. And then we got a couple of Nailed and Curly, and then there's one more Nailed and Curly on the side there. And then this is it the Painted Fox? Is that? I think that's what their username is. The Painted Fox. These two down here. This one here is Colette, My Simple Little Pleasures, Colette, who is, of course, everyone's favorite water marbling witch. And then I've got one from Bike Manny Repeat up here in the upper left. Below that, there are two from the Ghislaine show. She's, I don't know if she's here today, but we've got a couple of designs from her. And then at the bottom here, Emrita Nails. I think her name is Marietta. I've got one design from her that I thought was real cute. So, again, because it is Black History Month, I am still sticking with my rule of just trying to get some of the white sides off there so we can see more of me and Budgie. So because it is Black History Month, I am sticking still with using only, in as much as I'm able to, only polishes made by Black makers. So the only exceptions I will give to that are, like, if I'm doing a fluid art, I don't have any choice in the matter. I don't know of any Black makers who do a fluid art polish. I've never seen one, so I can't do anything with that. Although I don't think any of these are fluid art. I don't think any of these would require me to use. So I might just have to swap out colors is basically what I'm getting at, is that I may end up having to swap out colors and do something slightly different, a slightly different colorway to accommodate that restriction that I've put on myself. So like, I know I don't have a red from a Black maker. I have most colors. I have like a decent array of colors. For any that are stamped here, I'm quite likely to instead just hand paint. So if you choose one of the ones that is a stamped design, chances are I'm just going to hand paint it. Because that's going to end up being easier for me. I don't have a ton of plates. So oh boy. Sassy, I didn't include you. You're correct. Do you even have an Instagram? I didn't include Sassy. It was personal, Sassy. Any people here who weren't included, it's totally personal. These are the only nail artists that I like. Period. Black or otherwise. That's it. If you're not on this list, I don't like you. That is very obviously a joke. I'm going to say it just in case. You're leaning on the colorful Nailed and Curly. Yeah, I really like her. I really like her designs. I really like Ghislaine's design. I mean, I love all of these. Obviously, that's why I picked them. So yeah, I'm just gonna let y'all decide which one, and unfortunately I am unable to do a poll because it's too many things. I'm just trying to catch up on chat here. Sylvia left just as you got to tag her name. You're not in Discord. Maybe one day you will dip your toe in. You should. Allison, you're showing your boyfriend's stream? Oh, jeez. At least he knows what a Drawfee horse is, so he's not all bad. You love the blue liney design. Oh, from All Things to a T? Yeah, that's really cute. And the hearts in the bottom right, those are from Colette. You cast your screen on your TV, but chat on your phone. Yeah, I could see that being an issue. Mema likes the mix and match one right in the middle from Nailed and Curly. I really, really like that one a lot as well. It's too much love for you. The vote would be unfair. That's exactly what it is, Sassy. Allison, I wish I had more polishes from Black makers. I don't have that many, but thankfully I have some assortment of colors from Cracked that really saved me in this. Definitely need some more. Pinky, I'm late on your laptop, but you can't see on your phone. You know, you can scroll to the end. You can like scrub to the end. It just means you're going to miss. When do you start voting? You can vote anytime, Ashley. Yes, you're choosing now. Hi, Linry. Okay, so we got Ghislaine Clouds, Middle Patterns, Susie Moon Marbles, Rock Cluster, blah, blah, Crystals, Nailed and Curly, Beachy Fluid Art from Susie Moon, the Colorful Nailed and Curly, Ghislaine Clouds and Colette Water Marble, Pink with Clouds, Nailed and Curly PME with, I'm not sure what PME is, with the hand-drawn pattern. I think that's the middle one that I really like as well. Brown Coffee Streaky one that you posted. Yes, that one is cool. Mixed one in the middle, Nailed and Curly. If it seems like, okay, so 2 hands or 1 hand, I'm probably just going to have time to do 1 hand. If we have time, I'd be certainly willing to do one of the simpler designs on my other hand. But I'm just not sure if I'm going to have time. Hi, Bow and Arrows. It seems like Nailed and Curly mix and match in the middle is the one that most people are going for. So I think that might be the winner, which is let's see if I can get the cursor on it. This one here in the very center. Jammy Dodgers is asking to leave the room, and so I'm going to let her out and blow my nose, and I'm going to leave you with a Budgie Smuggler while I do that. Okay, so for this one, let me just bring it up larger. I have to scroll to go find it in my photo library. Just want to bring up a bigger view of it. There's the one right there. And then we'll pull that into Safari and bring it back up on screen. There it is. So that, I think, is the one that has got the most votes. And if we get through this and I still feel like I have time, then I will do the Ghislaine Clouds on my other hand. Okay? So, because I think it's really cute and I want to do it, and it's gotten some reasonable number of votes. So, let's see. Do I want to do this all in cremes? It looks like she did it all in cremes. I can't do the exact colors, regardless of whether I use cremes or not. Because I simply don't have that many colors. But let's pull some stuff and see what we can come up with that's going to look good together. So, I'm going to need some kind of a whitish color. I'm going to need... I've got... This pink isn't quite right, but I might be able to mix it. I've got this yammy kind of color. Y'all can't see the colors right now, but that's okay. I'll make sure you can eventually. We might just need to go a little bit off script and just pick colors that will work together. Let's see. Ooh, I've got that nice neon green from Dimension. I'm just pulling a bunch of stuff, y'all. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Bum, bum, bum. All right, and then I think I'm gonna want to use vanilla almond base for a, or vanilla almond milk for a base. All right. Yeah, the neon yellow and teal nail is gorgeous. I don't have quite the right colors to do that, but we're going to do something. We're going to have to just mess around with the colors. So I pulled a bunch of stuff. You know what I should do, actually? I should leave this on screen, but just have it small over here so that we can still see it. I'm trying to think the best way to fit as many things on here as possible. So we have, there's not really a dark blue in this design, but I do have several blues at my disposal if we want to do a swap in. This green feels a little too prugly. I don't know. But maybe I can mix it with others. I can use it as a mix in, perhaps. We'll see how that works. There's definitely going to have to be some mixing happening and some just making it up as we go along. For sure. All right, I think you can see all the colors that I pulled. Aside from my vanilla almond milk, which I'm going to use as my base. But you know what? For once, I didn't actually put a base on my nails. Normally I have my base coat on my nails when I start stream. But I didn't have time today because I just hopped in the shower at like 1 o'clock. So it's been a little bit of a rush getting ready for stream. Oh, Ashley, you get to clean? How exciting. Yeah, the mint color is fun. That is, what is that one? Giant Clam. That's a neon. Unless you meant this one, which is Breakfast at Monique's. I also have another minty one that's like, oh, I pulled it. Loggerhead Sea Turtle right there. I really like that one. They're all kind of in the family. Why not just pick different colors but keep the design? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to because I don't quite have the right colors to do it. But I think if I sort of choose the flavor of the colors, then it might work. It seems like she kind of went with some neons and some brights. And I don't have a ton of, oh, you know what I didn't pull? I didn't pull my other neon from Dimension. I'm going to need that. Sassy's going to demand it. Here we are. We're going to need that one for sure. Sassy would be so mad if I didn't use that. So I feel like for the first nail, what if I used like maybe this as the background and this, so I'm talking now of the index nail, the top nail, this as the background and this as the little blobs. I feel like that could be really, really cute. And it sort of keeps the flavor vibes. And then for the second nail, maybe, let's see. What do I want to do for the second nail? I'm not sure. All right, I'm gonna hold off on the second nail. The third nail, I think, probably needs to be Yam and Back to the Fuchsia. So this is like the wiggly tiger stripe color. That, or possibly, actually, what if it was Vitamin D with Back to the Fuchsia? I like that combo too. For the ring fingernail that's like the wiggly tiger stripes. That's a cute combo. And then for the pinky, could maybe do these two together. Or maybe, no, I think it's better with these two. I like that for the pinky. And then the middle nail is the hardest because I really don't have anything that's quite the same flavor. I want something a little intense, but that's going to coordinate well. So the other colors are, let me just, the problem is most of the colors that I have are a little more muted. So I have this pairing, and this pairing. So I need another pairing that's like vivid. Could maybe do green and white. Or could bring in a different blue that's a little more blurply with the off-white or with this. So we're looking now at the middle nail, the polka dot nail. So what if that for the polka dot nail? Or these two. I heard a bright green and orange. Or there's this other pink. This cracked pink that could go, well, could do pink and white. I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm gonna put, I've got my my peel off base on. I'm just gonna put my smoothing base on while y'all throw your opinions. You've seen what I've got for color options now, so it's unfortunate that so many of them are so muted. Clearly, I just need to start buying more brighter cremes from the handful of black makers that do cremes. It's very sad to me that Dimension Nails is no longer around because they did some really nice stuff. And I did not get to buy as much of their things as I wanted to. Green and orange. Blurple with mint for polka dots. I like the blurple with mint. I think it's kind of a cute combo. And I feel like it coordinates reasonably well with the rest. I'm leaning that direction. Allison thinks the bright green captures the spirit of the design more. The brightness, yes, but it's kind of a prugly green. And I feel like she didn't really do pruglies so much. Her colors here are pretty much like just bright colors. And this green is a little prugly compared to everything else. Doesn't mean we can't do it. is just a little different. It's a little more muted. You have a friend over and you're forcing him to watch the stream and he's dying with the you nail people's made up words like Prugly and Blurple. Listen, I guarantee you that he can figure out what Prugly and Blurple mean from context and knowing some English. Cooler tones for the middle nail would be a nice contrast. Wait, what if it was this? That feels weird with everything else. I like these two. I like these two with it. I like these two. I think I want to go with these two. All right. Choice made, y'all. Choice made. So, index nail is going to be these two. Middle nail is going to be these two. And then ring nail will be these two. And pinky will be these two. All right. And we'll try and keep fairly close to the design, the shape language used, since we've had to go off a little bit on the colors. The pink and blurple would be nice too. You're not wrong. Like if we did like that combo, that would also be cute. But I do think that I like this combo a little bit more because there's already a hot pink and a purple. So I don't know. Is there a thumb? Oh yeah. I don't know what's on the thumb. Let's go look. How did I not capture an image of the thumb? I missed that question. Okay, let's go on to Instagram and find out if there's a thumb. Nailed and curly. Let's... Nailed and curly. There she is. I don't think I went back too far to find this. She has so many good looks. Do. Where is it? There's like a bunch of manis on here that I had added to a longer list from her, and I was like, I can't present them with 12 just from Nailed and Curly. There she is. Okay, there's the... okay. The thumb is similar to the middle nail, but it's black with white dots. So let me bring this up. We'll save that to photos. And then hopefully bring it over quickly. Good stuff. And then put you into Safari. There we are. So that's the thumb. So maybe for the thumb, we do the blurple and pink instead of the blurple and mint. So it's like different but same. Black with pink. I could do black with pink dots on the thumb, absolutely. I do have black and white. But black with pink dots could be real cute. So I have black rhino from Dimension. So I could do black and pink, black with pink dots for the thumb, and blurple with sorry, Menma's friend. The proper term is indigo. Indigo with mint for the middle nail. That could be really cute. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. I like that idea. Black pink in your area. All right, Yaneli. Okay, let's get a coat of this stuff on. So this is Dimension Nails Vanilla Almond Milk. And I kind of just use this sometimes with, oh my God, I got a hair in there. Kind of just use this sometimes with negative space manis to try to sort of smooth things out a little bit and even out the nail color. Although I'll tell you with my thumbnail, that's going to be a challenge right now because I do have a very ugly situation happening with this patch at the moment. The press-on that is covering all the massive amount of damage on here. And I also have, I don't know if you can tell, so there's like some blue staining on the tip, especially on the index nail, a little bit on this nail as well. That's from my hair dye. I was like trying so hard to like get rid of that and it was not happening. Oh my God. Okay. Beetle jump scare. Beetle jump scare. Not real beetle. Plastic beetle. Plastic beetle jump scare. Just fair warning. You know, it's just a little easier if I can elevate my nail slightly. All right. It's Roy G. Biv, not Roy G. BBV. Depends who you ask. But yes, properly it is indigo. The problem for me, so there's like, here's what my brain does. There's indigo, but indigo in my head is the darker tones between blue and purple. And then there's like your periwinkles, which are the very like light pastel tones between blue and purple. But in that mid-range, my head doesn't have a good word for the range between blue and purple. And so it goes, oh yeah, that's the one that I call blurple. It's just, I don't know. Kat, you've been having internet issues? Why is there no pink in Roy G BIWDJSKLF? Is that how you say it? How you say Roy G Biv in Euroglish? The language that all Euros speak? The single unifying language of all Euros? I tell you what, if my sister-in-law ever finds out about the way I make fun of Euros, she's gonna be upset with me. She lives in Belgium. Pink is just red with white, although it can also be magenta with white, or anywhere between red and magenta with white. You don't speak whatever that was. Speak European. Yeah. Speak European. That's definitely a thing. Okay. I'm just going to let this dry a little bit to make sure that we have a good surface. And I think I'm going to slightly modify the design that she did to help sort of mask some of the unfortunateness happening on my thumb here. I won't be able to completely hide it, but I think I might just bring it up a little bit further to try and help reduce some of the obviousness of that. Take me back to Belgium. I've only been once, and oh my God, I didn't bring my water with me. Oh. I've only been to Belgium once. I really, really enjoyed it. I like Belgium a lot. I liked it better than I liked Paris, I'll tell you that much. Paris was fine. It was fine. I felt like it was overrated. I felt like Paris and London were overrated and Belgium was underrated. I could turn the design around. That is also true. I don't know. I feel like that feels more like cheating than slightly just bringing it up a little bit more does. Is that? That doesn't make any sense at all. It's very silly that it feels like cheating. Okay. Let's get this going on. I'll bring my other light on. You went when you were 16 to 17 for 2 weeks. Missed the chocolate? Yeah, they have good chocolate. You agree on London, although your cousin hyped it up a lot before you went. I'll tell you what, London had I had the saddest experience with respect to coffee and food in general in London. Like, it was fine, I guess. And I'm sure that there is good food to be had in London, and I'm sure that there is good coffee to be had in London. And also I'm sure that, I could have made more educated choices about what to have there if I'd done a little bit more research or whatever. But I grew up on English food, and so it's not that interesting to me, right? Like, I grew up eating fucking steak and kidney pie and shit like that, and it's just normal food to me. So it wasn't exciting. And like pub food is just pub food. It's fine. I like it. It's fine. Not being able to get a decent cup of coffee was hard. I did very much enjoy hanging out with the magpies, though. The magpies were very funny. We have magpies in North America, of course, but not so much in the Northeast. I don't know about the Southeast, but I know the Northeast does not have magpies. So like Eastern Canada, Northeastern US, no magpies. Western Canada, Western US have magpies. But we don't have magpies. So I've never lived around magpies. And so for me, it was very fun to see the magpies in London. I really enjoyed watching their absolutely ridiculous shenanigans. All right. So next we are going to do the tea in London. Sure, but I can get good tea anywhere. There's good tea to be had. It's just not like the crap you get at your local diner or whatever, but like that's always true. You thought we were talking about pie and you were so confused? You didn't know Eastern Canada doesn't have magpies? Yeah, we don't have them. We don't have them. So I got to London, and the Airbnb we were staying at, the owner was like, "So what are you most excited to see?" And I was like, "Fucking magpies." I'm super excited to see magpies. And he was like confused and also maybe slightly upset. It's like if someone went to New York and was like, "I'm so excited to see the rats and pigeons." Like, it's just not, it's not reasonable. It's not reasonable to want to see those things, apparently. You had a cat that the magpies used to laugh at? Yeah. This is definitely going to need another coat. It's not quite opaque, but that's okay. This one's a jelly. This is Breakfast at Monique's from Cracked. And it is one of her jellies. So it's a little less opaque, which is fine. Next one I'm going to do is Bluebell Bonnet. And there are a few polishes that I'm using here from Cracked that I did get in PR. So I will try to remember to flag those when they come up. This is one of them. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna do like a swooshy out and then a swooshy across. It's not quite exactly how she did it, but that's okay. You know, it doesn't have to be identical. And in fact, it would be impossible to make it identical. So we're just going to get the vibe and not worry too much otherwise. Oh, I went a little too far there. That's fine. It's fine, Peggy. It's fine. It's fine. Just go a little further there. Don't do the thing you do when you're trying to make a circle and you keep making it bigger in one area and then you gotta... Uh-oh. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Apologies. Ooh, it got me. Local wildlife is part of the culture. I agree. And honestly, if I were like back home in Toronto and someone came to visit and was like, I got to be honest, I'm really excited about seeing a raccoon, I'd be like, hell yeah, friend. You are right to feel that way. Our raccoons are badass. They're iconic. And I would help that person find raccoons. But I would also warn them not to touch the goddamn things. I think the circle thing is a universal experience, Pinky. I really feel like everyone does that. There are probably some people that, you know, have gotten good enough that they don't do it anymore, but I really think that most people do that. Just gonna try and smooth this slightly. I want to be real careful though, because I don't want to make it worse. All right, I feel like that's slightly better. Middle finger on the inspo gives mushroom vibes. I absolutely agree. In Belgium, you are excited about the castles, the shopping, and the food. So I went to so I was in Brussels briefly, but I was really only there Brussels, I was only there for a few hours. We went to Bruges and spent a couple of days in Bruges. And so Bruges is like, there's not really castles, but there are some, I mean, there's one sort of castle, but it's not really a castle-y castle. But the ancient architecture, lots of ancient architecture, little canals. There's like basically a little canal that loops around the entire town, with cute little stone bridges. And like, the thing that I really enjoyed was just walking along that canal and looking at the architecture. For me, that was beautiful. That and the food, of course, was great. And the chocolate was wonderful. But yeah, it was all about enjoying that architecture. And like there were houses, ancient houses, hundreds and hundreds of years old, that were tumbling into the canal because of just erosion and time eating away at them. It was very cool. Whenever you travel, you're mainly interested in the food. Yeah, I definitely am very into the food, but for me, what I usually want to do when I travel is I want to walk around and I want to see nature and maybe some architecture. What I don't really get into is like museums and galleries. And I kind of get some flack for this sometimes, because you're supposed to, especially when you're like an artist, an art person, you're supposed to want to, go and see all the galleries and maybe take in some theater and whatever else. And I'm like, I can see most of that stuff online and it's not the same. Okay, sure, it's not the same, but it's fucking close enough. And like, when it comes to things like the Mona Lisa, for instance, is a notorious example of this, where like, if you go to see the Mona Lisa in person, you're not going to get a good view of it. So unless you're ascribing an emotional experience to just being in the room with the painting, which, if that's an emotional experience for you, okay. But it's a tiny little painting that you're going to see at a great distance with a bunch of people between you and it. And it's like, it's got security around it and it's behind glass and shit. Like, it's just not, you're not going to be able to get up close and personal with it in a way that, for me, I would need to in order to feel like I had really done something that I couldn't just do online. You know what I mean? It's just not. But architecture, you can get inside it. You can see angles that people don't necessarily photograph. It's much more of a physical experience for me, seeing architecture. So, like, when I was in Paris, we didn't bother going inside the Louvre. We just walked around the grounds, and that was very cool. I really enjoyed walking around the grounds. The architecture, the sculpture garden, it's really cool. But when I went into Notre Dame, I was fucking crying. I was sobbing in Notre Dame. That experience was very physical for me. But yeah, going and looking at a painting has never been that kind of experience. I can't get into it. You saw a Labrador hanging out the window by the canal. Yeah. Yeah, you've seen a lot more of Belgium than I have then, Sassy. We really only went, like, Brussels, it was truly just, we took the train and we had to stop in Brussels for a couple of hours and then we had to get back on the train. I did really enjoy being in the transit, doing the trains and stuff. I was half reading and half talking. Ashley says, I feel this way about sports. I already wear glasses as it is. Watching it on TV seems way better to me than being in stands. Yeah. You want to go to the Louvre to see the Psyche and Eros sculpture? Yeah. Yeah, local art galleries are fun. I like little local art galleries. I'll do that for sure. You find JMW Turner paintings kind of emotional to see in real life? I mean, there are some paintings that I do feel that way about, but they're mostly larger. So I think that's part of it for me. Okay. So this is going to be like a V. It's almost like a French dip. Oh boy. Yeah, most of these are going to need a second coat. But that's okay. They made fun of you for always being cold. The Louvre is more of a museum than a gallery. Yeah, that's accurate. Going back to lurking, now that you've had your walk down Belgium memory lane. I have family in Belgium, and so my in-laws are in Belgium, and my dad's wife is also from Belgium, which is just sort of purely coincidental. So I learned like a tiny bit of Dutch when my dad's wife's daughter was very young. She didn't speak a lot of English when they first got married. And so, I mean, his wife spoke English perfectly well. It was her daughter that didn't speak a lot of English, just to be clear. She was only like 5 when they got married. So not surprising. But she didn't really speak a ton of anything, but certainly not English. But yeah, so I learned a little bit of Dutch back then, but I forgot all of it. Yeah, the fabric sculpting. I agree with you, Ray. It's shocking. It's shocking how much they can make things look like fabric. I don't understand it. It's truly extraordinary, and it has to be appreciated in person. I think I agree that like for some sculpture for me is in a special class where I feel that a lot of it needs to be appreciated in person. But yeah, I also just like I get fucking exhausted in museums and galleries. I frequently find them overwhelming. And so I would rather just like walk around away from people. It's the people. It's so hard for me to be around that many people. If I could go to the Louvre and see the Mona Lisa in person and there were no other humans in the room except maybe like a security guard off to the side, that I would consider worth doing. I would do that. When I come to Philly, you have to bring me to the Rodin Museum. Okay. I didn't do that. I've only been to Philly the one time. We ate some cheesesteaks. We posed with a real funny statue of Rocky. And yeah, that's about it. We stayed in an Airbnb with a cat. It's good times. They have the only gates of hell ever produced and a kiss made by someone who sculpted with Rodin, so technically a replica, but a really good one. Yeah, no, Ray, the Mona Lisa is literally always mobbed. If the place is open, it's mobbed. there's no time to see it that isn't mobbed. Unless you're incredibly wealthy and can like arrange a private viewing. But I'm confident that you have to be putting in like just horrendous amounts of money for that to be an option available to you. Like major donor levels of money. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be okay with that kind of crowd. I just don't cope well with that. I think the Bluebell bonnet is opaque enough already. I'm going to put a second coat of vitamin D. And I think, well, yeah, I think the giant clam is opaque enough as well. So it's just going to be vitamin D, and then I can start on polka dots and whatnot. Okay. This is such a weird, fun design. It feels very summery, so I'm definitely not in the right season for it, but I don't care. It's just real fun, and I'm ready for some non-winter nails at this point. You did an early morning before open tour of the Vatican, and it was already so crowded. You just zoomed through everything and didn't have time to soak it in. Yeah, that sounds awful. Just buy out the museum for the day? Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'll just buy out the Louvre for the day. Easy peasy. I can afford that, right? All this nail polish money from the swatching. Oh my God. Too funny. All right, now. Do I top coat first or do I just... Nah, I don't need to top coat. I don't need to top coat before I go on. We'll just go straight to the polka dots. The Vatican was sad the wait is so long. Haven't been. Have not been. Wouldn't mind going at some point. Although I would probably have a really hard time not saying something offensive, so maybe it's best if I don't. I almost got kicked out of a monastery in Kiev. The nuns were so mad at me. There's a nun that got real mad at me. This is not me bragging. This is me. It was very embarrassing. I felt bad. I was insufficiently respectful. You have to cover your hair and wear a skirt, a full length skirt, or at least I think it has to be past your knees. And so if you're a woman going into this monastery, they have like scarves and skirts that you can borrow to put over because they get a lot of tourists. So it was very cool, though. It was a really cool experience going in there. But yeah, I was less respectful than I should have been about their religious convictions. You've got a Timony. Brian's got a Timony. Well, he's not allowed to come in my studio. All right, here we go. Okay, let's get some pink dots happening here. So this one was also a PR one. This is oversized bow from Cracked, and I'm not going to follow the placement necessarily of the dots because that's crazy. But it seems like she's got sort of a variety of larger and smaller dots. So I'm just going to go in there and just do some dot action. He wasn't that bad. He was actually much worse last night. Oh my god. So last night, Timony Cricket decided to pull down the Boston fern that we have in the kitchen. So we have this Boston fern that like has been hanging in the wintertime, at least it hangs in the bay window in the kitchen. It hangs there, from the ceiling, and it's low enough that he can't reach the pot itself, but he can reach the fronds. No problem. That's fine. It's never been an issue. But we took it down. We were watering all the plants. Brian took it down to water it, and he went to go put it back up, and one of the things on it snapped that holds it up, that like attaches the hook part to the pot at the side. So it snapped, and we were like, well, shit. We'll just temporarily put it up on something. We couldn't just like put it on the windowsill itself because Timony was like stomping all over it when we initially had it just set down. So he was stomping all over it. He was going to just destroy that poor fern. And so we put it on top of like a stool thing that, it's a pretty stable, faux concrete kind of side table that you would use on the porch or the patio. So we had it on top of that. He somehow managed to pull down the entire fern onto the kitchen floor, upside down, dirt everywhere. And he was having a wonderful time. Brian got that cleaned up. And but while he was cleaning it up, of course, the cat was like romping in the in the fern fronds. So currently it is hanging via a macrame hanger, which I also do not trust him to not fuck up. Like it is absolutely possible for him to, because it hangs a little lower, he can absolutely pull it and pull it offside and fuck it up. So we gotta get a new hanger situation for that thing. But Jesus, what a fucking kid. What a kid. Yeah, Budgie often has concerns about Timony Cricket. He wants to be a botanist. He does want to be a botanist. You're not wrong. Okay, let's switch back over to the other fingers here, so I can get this next part done. I'm pretty sure she did almost all of this with just dotting tools and the bottle brushes. I'm going to try and do it with just the bottle brushes, because it looks like that's what she did. The stripes I'm going to have to use a thinner brush for. There's no way I can make that work with a bottle brush. And so the ring and pinky, I'm gonna have to get some stuff out. But that's okay. It'll be minimal tools. Not a no tools, but a minimal tools. All right. Gosh, I missed to mention nails. This is Purple Queen Antheus. I'm always impressed by how opaque her neons were. I only have a couple of them, but okay. Now this one is also polka dots. You think the tiger stripes and triangles were a nail art brush? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't see how you would do them with a bottle brush. Not easily, anyway. I think it's probably one of those things that, like, it's possible, but oof. And I think she must have used different sizes of dotting tools for this one. So I'm going to do that as well. Get out a smaller, not that one, that's too small. That's too small. That's reasonable. We'll use a little tiny one for some of the stuff here, but this one has a lot more little dots than the other one did. Where's that teensy dotting tool? I literally just had it. I picked it up and said it was too small. There it is. We'll use that for a few dots. The Orchid Aqua combo is really doing it for you. It's a good combo. I like it. Okay, I think that's probably good for that one. Okay. Next, we need some little stripies. We're going to be using Back to the Fuchsia. We might need to do 2 coats of this because this one is a jelly. Hopefully it will show up all right, but I have a feeling I'm going to need to go over it a second time to really make it work. It's not really quite like a tiger stripe. It's like, it's more zigzaggy. It's tiger adjacent. I like this color combo. This is a fun color combo. Now don't go too thick. Listen, I know it's not that opaque, but you cannot go that thick. You're just going to cause yourself problems. Whoop, oh dear. You got too close together, friend. All right, well, that's just how it goes sometimes. I feel like I need to extend these out more. I didn't go quite far enough with them. There we go. That's better. Time to go in the rain and pick up the toddler. Oh no. Doesn't it rain a fair bit there? Oh no, I guess not. You're more dry there, right? The color palette and design is reminding you of the Saved by the Bell intro. I gotta be honest, I've never seen Saved by the Bell. I vaguely recall the existence of Saved by the Bell, but I never watched it. I think I was just like a little bit too old when it came out, and also I wasn't like, for most of the time that it was popular, I simply didn't own a TV or have regular access to one, so it wasn't really an option for me. Okay, so we go like this and like this and then up. It's kind of like triangular spirals. And it looks like it's not mirrored exactly. Looks like she's got it slightly different on this side. Looks like it comes this way. And then in and up. It is definitely like a very like late 90s kind of, it's a very 90s kind of color combo for sure. Some of these. All right, and then down and over. Do not have quite as much real estate, but we're gonna do as best as we can here. And then over and in. Oop, that was not great. I did not do a good job there, y'all. All right, what's going on down at the bottom here? Hard to tell. She's got some kind of a stripe here. And she's got a thing happening here. I'm just going to call it there. I think that's going to have to be close enough. All right. I think we did it. We did it with plenty of time to spare for my other hand. I am going to need to top coat here, but I'm going to wait a little bit for some of this to dry because some of it went on a little bit thick. So I'll wait for it to dry a little, and then I will do a water-based top coat, and then I will do a regular top coat. On the other hand, let's grab that one from Ghislaine. Where is that? Where are you? There it is. I'm not sorry. There we are. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Well, I think we need to use Purple Queen Anthias, or Anthias, however it's pronounced. Oversized bow, and maybe a bit of Back to the Fuchsia for the base. And then the clouds, I will use Vanilla Almond Milk and maybe mix in a touch of the Bluebell Bonnet. And then I'll probably need to use a little bit of Crinkled Linens for the stars. I assume that's what those are. Crinkled Linens was also a PR one. I don't think I mentioned that because I hadn't really used it yet. Where do I get my water-based top coat? The one I've been using lately is Seal Glaze from DRK. I repackaged it because it came as a refill thing, so I repackaged it into a bottle, but they do sell bottles. So that's the one I've been using. I also really like the Apipilla one, but this is a little harder to get your hands on. So I mostly use the DRK. I think they both work really well. Yeah, 2 nail arts in one stream. Listen, Sassy asked for it, and it is Black History Month, so I got to do 1 or 2 things that Sassy asks for. That's how that works, right? Okay. Sponge. I need a sponge. Yes, Menma, we're going to do the clouds on the right. So I'm going to start with a coat of just oversized bow, I think. And then we will sponge on top. Meow. Oh. I am so bad at applying with my left hand. It's like really bad at this. It's real bad at it, y'all. Oof. I feel like I'm so much slower and I do so much worse a job. What are water-based top coats best for? A bunch of things. So I use them to avoid smearing nail art. Which is variably important depending on what kind of polish you're using for the nail art. If you're using like really opaque cremes, especially black and white, they're more prone to smearing. Whether you're stamping or hand painting or whatever, they're just more prone to smearing. I also use a water-based top coat for over magnetics, if I'm doing nail art on top of magnetics. So, set the magnetic as you want it. Make sure it's really well set. And then do the water-based top coat, let that dry down. And then if you want to do a regular top coat over top, which I would definitely advise, whether you're doing nail art or just a top coat, you don't have to remagnetize again. And as long as everything has been dried down properly, it won't disperse after the water-based, because the regular top coat or other polish layers can't permeate as readily to re-soften the magnetic at the base. So very useful for a bunch of different stuff if you're doing nail art or if you work with magnetics a lot. It's great for overstamping. It's great for overhand painting. Is it normal for water-based top coat to get some texture, especially on metallic? Metallics can be weird, especially chromy ones can be weird. They can do some strange shit with water-based top coats, so definitely use caution with metallics, especially chromes. In general, water-based top coats do not tend to be particularly textured, but they are not going to behave like a regular top coat. They won't dry like a regular top coat. They won't stay like nice and glossy. They won't give a nice sheen. They're, as a general rule, they're intended for use underneath a top coat, or at least a lot of them are. Things like the seal glaze are. Okay. So there's our first. Let me just make sure I don't have any lint on this. Ooh, I didn't wet this. I'm gonna want to wet this. Let me give you a budgie while I go moisten this. Okay. We have a moist sponge. And if you're not used to doing sponge gradients, you may not know this. I feel like most people here are likely to know it, but a moist sponge can help your gradient be a little bit smoother, because it helps the polish not dry quite so fast. All right. So we gonna do a little purple at the top. This is very round. It's very curved. My sponge has a strong C curve. And then some of this jelly. Definitely going to have to do a couple of coats of this. That jelly is picking up the base. Interesting. This is not a thing I've had a problem with before. Not with this kind of sponge. Wonder if it's just... No, it's doing it on the other nails too. We might need to slightly change our technique here, y'all. I'm gonna try the other nails, but If this isn't going to cooperate, then I have another plan. It's fine. Because we can just put the jelly over top. We can just brush the jelly over top. And that'll still work just fine. You wet sponge. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, that's really... It's weird that it did that. I'm gonna just cover that over a little bit. And since we are working with a jelly for that hot pink, I think I'm just gonna brush the jelly on the tips. Just gonna do like a little this and let that dry a little and then sponge the other two colors over the top. See how that works? I don't know, we're just experimenting here, folks. We're just experimenting. Is it on purpose I didn't put anything around your nails to protect the skin? Yeah. It is on purpose because I just can't be arsed. It's too much dang work. I don't even know where the hell my stuff is. If I wanted to. It's lost to the ages. It's somewhere around here. Somewhere around here I have some liquid latex. But I feel like it doesn't actually help that much. So... paint the purple and jelly. The jelly is the problem, though, Ray. So sponging the pink in the middle, I think, won't help quite as much. But the purple sponge is fine. So I think I'm just going to let that dry a little bit and then just sponge the purple and pink. And not worry about it too much. I think it'll probably work. I think it'll probably work just fine. And if it doesn't, it's just my right hand. It's not like my right hand is like, you know. If I painted the purple and the jelly, I only have to sponge in the pink in the middle. The problem is that sponging dry on two sides and just the middle section tends to not work as well, for me at least. Moist sponge is not the problem, Sassy. Moist sponge works fine. The issue is the jelly doesn't want to cooperate. The purple and pink were sponging just fine. Moist sponge is good, in my experience. You actually don't like the wet sponge hack? Yeah, not everybody likes it. You don't have to. It's okay. I'm not forcing anyone to use the wet sponge. If you don't like it, you can just not use it. What's going on?
Hi, Mom.
Excuse me. There's a problem. There's a kind of a there he is. There he is. There he is.
Okay. He's going downstairs.
Okay. Apparently Timony's going downstairs. Budgie is not impressed. Budgie's not impressed with the Timony cameo. What's happening? What's happening? Menmar, are you confused about cats? What's going on? Yeah, the jelly just doesn't... it's not opaque enough to want to go on nicely at the same time as the others. It's not going to build up enough opacity to play well. But see, see, sponging it on now, it works just fine. It just wanted a little bit, it wanted a little bit of help at the beginning for the opacity, for that jelly. That's all. There we go. Gonna need a little bit more here. Working just fine now that we got a little bit of a base going. No help, only struggles allowed. Your eyes are dry. Poor Yaneli. That's what you get for editing. Just be like me and only do live streams and never edit anything. It's perfect. It's the perfect plan. It never fails. Of course, you won't like build your YouTube following or get a lot of views that way, but you know, as long as you don't actually care about success, it's fine. All right. I think I am happy enough with this gradient. Don't tempt me. You can't put sound effects in live streams as easily? Sure you can. You just need a soundboard. Lots of people have soundboards. They just put effects live in their streams. It does require you to have a pretty good library of sound effects on your board, though, which means you're going to have one of the more expensive soundboards. You can also just make them yourself. Yes, it's true. Do, 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 do. You can be a one-person circus. Look what I did. Look what I did. Oh my god, I dinged that so good. I dinged that so good. All right, we're gonna have to do a little patch up there. I think if I smooch slightly and then put a little dab of jelly. I think we can make it work, y'all. It's like it never happened. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's fine. Of course, I went and poured the acetone that doesn't have acetone antidote in it. So that was a real good idea for skin cleanup. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I do like a good mouth sound effect. You know, I think the thing is there are people that really enjoy those, and there are people who hear the mouth sounds and go, ew. I'm fine with the mouth sounds as a general rule, but I know there are people who really hate them, and I get it. It's true, I do kind of make some sound effects of my own. Make the ding a cloud, no one will know. Yeah. It would be the only cloud that low down, though. That's the only problem. Doing a first pass here. We're going to do a second pass more careful in a little bit. But first pass, I just want to get the bulk of it away. Oh my God. My camera is just like constantly refocusing. It's very annoying because it's noisy. I don't know. I don't think that the microphone picks up a huge amount of it, but you like watching me fix dings and work around the jelly not wanting to sponge. Yeah, it's you get the real shit here. I will fuck up in all the possible ways that there are to fuck up. And if you're lucky, I'll figure out how to fix them. And then maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Like, just fucking use something to protect your skin around your nails if you're going to be doing a sponge gradient. I just don't like to. I don't like to. I don't like freaking liquid latex. My fingers always stick to each other, and I still have to do a bunch of cleanup anyway, because I always manage to either not get the liquid latex close enough to my nails, or I don't get it far enough out and I sponge past it, or both, which is really fun. So it's like, I don't know. I can have a bunch of extra work putting liquid latex and still fucking struggle. Or I can just skip it and struggle a normal amount. Lurking and working. It sounds like squirrels or bird chirps. You kind of like it. You mean my my camera sound? It is not too bad using this microphone. For when I first started out, before I had a separate microphone, I was using the microphone on the camera, and that's not good, because that's like, it'll drown out my voice with how loud it is. I'm just doing a regular top coat on here to kind of try to smooth out the gradients slightly before I start on clouds, and also so that if I screw up, I can fix a little bit. And also so that I can do cleanup around the edges a little better without immediately getting rid of my entire freaking margin. Sort of protects things a little bit from the acetone. I got a hair on there. God damn it. The camera focusing reminds you of when dogs are confused at what you're saying. Yeah. Oh yeah, the latex staying stuck in your cuticles, also very fun. Love that. And you gotta try and pick that shit out. And that never happens easily. You always end up having to then fix some crap that you screwed up there. Yeah, it's good times. It's real good times. All right, we're going to do a little bit more careful cleanup here. And then we'll start on the clouds. Oh, I should actually do with a water-based top coat on my other hand before I start on the clouds too. On this hand. I like never do any kind of nail care on this hand, basically. I mean, it gets cuticle oil and moisturizer a ton, But other than that, I do basically nothing to take care of this hand. And oh boy, can you ever tell. This is also the hand that spends more time in water and doing hard labor. My poor little fingies, they suffer. They suffer. Brian heard me once use, literally one time, I used the term Cindy nails, or your Cindy hand, for my right hand. So I was really just explaining that people call it that. It's not a term that I typically use. But if anybody happens to not know, it's for Cinderella hand. It's the hand that does all the work and doesn't get any of the glory. Never gets to be beautiful. But yeah, he heard me use it once and now he uses it all the time. It's really funny. He'll like tell other people about it too. He's such a proud husband. Like, my wife is an influencer. Oh God, don't tell people that, honey. This is embarrassing. This is her Cindy hand. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but Jammy has begun the snoring. Sassy can usually hear it, so some of you may be able to. The latex you have smells fishy. Ew. Yeah. Your friend looked very confused and is sighing now. Yeah, Brian is great. I agree with you. I'm a big fan. He's such a goofball. He's very sincerely enthusiastic about things that I'm enthusiastic about. And I just think it's fucking adorable. He's very proud of himself when he learns things about nails. You were familiar with the term Cindy hand, but you didn't know what it was short for? Yeah, now you know. You learned something today. Not something useful, but, you know, something. I don't really use it partly because it feels kind of like unnecessarily gendering your hands. Is that? Yeah, I don't know. It feels like unnecessarily gendering your hands. It feels like, I don't know, weird to me. So I don't actually usually use the term. But I do appreciate the analogy. And I think it does a good job of getting the idea across. I don't know. Your friend is sighing dramatically about nail lingo. Well, Menma, your friend is just going to have to deal with learning something new today. I know it's a real hardship when you have to learn something about a subculture that you do not share. I have no sympathy for him. In gaming circles, that's called support life. You just do the other hand. What's on my other hand? Yeah. I actually struggle with the words right and left. If I think about it for even half a second, I know this is my right hand. But in the moment, I can never remember it. And so I'm I'm actually better at pulling out the words dominant and non-dominant than I am at pulling out the words left and right. And I'm going to get those correct, and I won't necessarily get left and right correct. So I often just do dominant and non-dominant. Yeah, I'm doing secondhand. In the anime world, it's Giyu in the latest Demon Slayer movie. Okay. Hey, I don't think of Cinderella as a Disney movie. Not first and foremost. It happens to be a Disney movie. You know the L trick, but you use it to remember which way an L goes. I have tried to use the L trick. I remember years ago someone was like, just use the L. You see which one makes an L. And I literally have to stand there and be like, which one makes an L? Do they mean this way? Or do they mean like this way? Like, does it make an L if you, like, is it, which, what way are we, is it an L if I'm looking at you? Is it an L for you or is it an L for me? Like, my brain needs more information. Which hand makes an L for whom when held at what specific angle? Because that's not necessarily obvious. ROTC drilled left and rights into you, but sometimes the brain goes empty. Yeah. I mean, I did some martial arts. There's no reason I shouldn't know left and right. There's simply no excuse for it. It's just, this is my brain. This is my brain on stupid. All right, so we're going to use this, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tiny little bit of crinkled linens, just a dab, and a tiny little bit of Bluebell Bonnet. I can never remember what the hell it's called. Just a little bit over here. We're going to use the larger dotting tool, which I put back. There it is. So I think what I'm going to end up having to do is mix in tiny traces of these, the more opaque white, and then, I think the more opaque white needs to be mixed in a little better before applying to the nail. I might need to pre-mix some sections. So let's pre-mix this, because I want it to be just a tiny little bit more opaque than the vanilla almond milk is on its own. Not like super opaque, but just a little bit. And then I want some vanilla almond milk with just a little bit of this mixed in. All right. So, not dried just a little bit, unfortunately, but. So we'll put a little bit of the blue on one side of the cloud. I think that's how she has it, just on the one little area. And it's kind of mostly at the bottom. Just like the bottom corner she's done. There we go. All right, that first one wasn't the best, but I think we'll do better after this. Because that one was like, we're figuring out how we're doing it. And that's always going to be a little bit more challenging. Okay. Do another nail up here. A little spot of the purple in that corner of it. There we go. And then we'll do another one over here. A little spot of purple in this lower corner. There we go. All right. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I'll take it. You should stop messing with this while it's still in this in-between wetness stage, Peggy. Okay. If anyone meets anyone with your brand of derp, the only way I learned to separate B from D is that bed visually looks like a bed, so B is buh and D is duh. That's cute. Okay. Do I want to do it this way or I'm going to do it this way? I'll hold my nail this way, but I will orient the cloud the other way. Do. Jammy Dodgers is really doing such a good job of snoring behind me. It's amazing. She's quite impressive. What's that? Oh, you bringing Cinna up? My studio door is getting closed for cat visitors so that Budgie and Jammy don't get inundated with other cats. Cinna likes to come in these days and hang out in the window up here. Which is very cute, and I'm happy about it, but if Budgie's in here, she will not be happy about it. Even though Cinna would literally never do anything to her. Cinna basically just ignores her at this point. She's like, okay, that cat doesn't want to hang out. That's fine. Oh my god, everything is getting too dry, and I'm not doing anything about that, which is my own damn fault. It is causing problems, and you'd think that I would learn by now. I mean, I know better. I know better, y'all. Maybe you could refer to the hand as the consort and the dominant end hand. Dominant end hand? The dominant hand as the lady in waiting for Apothecary Diary. I see. Yeah. I think that people should use whatever language they're happy using for their hands. I support it all. Call your hands whatever you want to call them. Just thinning this out slightly so that I can actually work with it a little better. Oh my god, you got so thick. I'm gonna sneeze again, I can tell. Oh my goodness. I think I'm allergic to being alive. Thing 1 and thing 2, perfect. Mao Mao and Jinshi. There's only 2 hands left and right. Everything else is woke. Lori, do not. You fucking monster. Uh-oh. This is still too thick. Y'all, I did not thin out the purple enough. The hell is wrong with me, y'all? What the hell? Thin. All right. Please be thin enough now. Thank you. Now the white is getting too thick again, because of course it is. You know, this is the problem with doing things with your wrong hand. And also with being lazy. Don't be like me, everybody. If you're just less lazy and thin things out properly as you go along, you won't have problems like this, okay? You just have to be less stupid than me. And then everything will be fine. My problem is that I am not less stupid than me. I am precisely as stupid as me. And it causes all kinds of issues. It's real hard to escape yourself, unfortunately. Not a lot of methods for that. None that I'm particularly interested in pursuing. Okay. There we go. I don't no idea what y'all are talking about. But I'm glad that you're having a good time. All right, next. Oh boy, that one cloud got real thick. Next, I want to do some little just white tiny dots for stars. I assume those are supposed to be stars. They seem like stars. That was a real bad one, but I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's do one more down here. There we go. All right. One here, one here, one here, and then here, and oh, I already put a little one there, and And that's too much of a weird row for my taste, but oh well. It's done now. One there, one there, one there, one there. We'll just pretend that other one is Orion's belt or something. That's fine. Oh, I've dinged this this cloud here apparently. I'm gonna have to fix that a little. You know, this is why we do the left hand first. So that oh dear. So that when I run out of energy and giving a fuck, it happens on my left hand or on my right hand. See, I can't do it. Just fuck. We do my non-dominant hand first, so all of the energy and attention and focus and skill can go to the hand that is actually going to get photographed. And then nobody cares if this hand is a little fucked up. It's fine. All right. I need to fix up this little cloud here. It got messed up. Let's see if I just squish that a little. Can I kind of... Oh, that's part of it. That's part of it. All right. I think the rest I can do just by adding a little... Don't mind us weebs here, Peggy. Oh, don't you worry. I never mind weebs. I've been surrounded by weebs for most of my life, and I never have any idea what any of them are talking about, but, you know, I'm just happy everyone's having fun. Both my hands are so fun. I like them both. They're very different, but I like them both. They're both cute. Okay. This one needs a proper top coat now. Which is dry enough. Because I only put the water-based top coat on it earlier. The seal glaze. Okay. Jammy. She's got such good snores. Such a ridiculous kitty. I swear, I think I'm just gonna have such a good nap after this. I think I got like 6 hours of sleep last night, which was a major improvement. Because the night before I got 4 hours, I think. This hand still needs water base before I can do a proper top coat, but it needs to dry down. Otherwise, I'm just going to have horrible issues. So it's probably going to have to dry for a while because the clouds went on. I don't know if you can tell here. See how there's like a bump there? The clouds went on pretty thick. So I'm going to wait until those dry down a fair bit before I add first my water-based top coat and then my regular top coat. Otherwise, I'm going to have some problems. Those clouds are thick. Yeah. Yeah, they are. They didn't need to be quite that thick, but it is what it is. If I'd been doing them on my other hand, then they wouldn't have come out quite as thick as that because I would have had better control, but it's fine. I have two cute manis. I like them both. I might actually take photos of this hand once it's all done. Just like, I probably won't take proper photos because that means I have to flip around all of my equipment and lighting and camera setup and everything. Everything needs to be completely rearranged to be able to take decent photos of my other hand. But I can at least get some photos with the phone and put that in my stories for later. I'm gonna like just do some oil here because oh my god, did I ever mess this skin up even worse than it already was with all of that the acetone to clean up, because I forgot to use the one that has the acetone antidote in it. I have no idea what show and or manga and or web novel y'all are even talking about. At no point in time have I seen a title for whatever piece of media you're weebing about. It's fine. It probably won't mean anything to me anyway. Unless it's been mentioned in Drawfee. The only anime stuff I know anything about is if it gets mentioned on Drawfee. Apothecary Diaries? I have heard of that one, but I don't really know anything about it. It's not one that Karina Drawfee cares about, I think, so... If nobody on Drawfee is obsessed with it, I probably don't know very much about it. Truly, that's where I get all of my anime news. You caught the end. Huzzah! Hi, Sanyo. Dying on the toilet. Please do not die. Chikawa! Yes, I know about Chikawa. I don't know what the fuck Chikawa is. I know only weird random bits of lore from Karina. I have like weird little like vocal stems now from fucking Karina. It's like court intrigue, ex-detective, ex-medical drama. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know about the court intrigue part of things. The detective and medical drama is a little bit interesting, but the court intrigue, I don't know, maybe. Well, I appreciate you harassing me during Black History Month, Sassy, so... You love Karina Drawfee. You're waiting for more Drawtectives. Oh my god, yes. I love Drawtectives. It's so much. It's so good. You named your teen sleuth in an RPG you're playing, Jancy Shrew. Yeah, me too. I know. That's one of my... That just pops into my head all the time, and it is completely because of Karina playing fucking Peak with the Drawfee crew. Hilarious. Me too. Don't know what the fuck it refers to. It's just there in my head. All right. So I'm just going to bring up real quick again the inspo for these. So the inspo for this hand here was from the Ghislaine show. You all know Ghislaine. We love her. You know, I did my best. She definitely wore it better, but I'm not mad at it. I think it's cute. It's a cute little Manny. And then for the thumb, this is from Nailed and Curly. Would you like to focus? Thank you. From Nailed and Curly, there's the thumb, and there's the rest of the mani. Obviously, we had to change up some colors, but I think it came out pretty cute. I really like this design. It's adorable. I just realized I did the middle nail totally flipped somehow, which is very funny because I got the rest of them the right direction, but the middle nail I totally flipped. It would definitely have been a little easier on longer nails, but I do think that both turned out cute, and I am happy that I did them. I think y'all made good choices. I have been having a lot of fun doing just coming up with different challenges for myself for Black History Month. One of the things I was thinking about for another one, so I don't have anything planned for Thursday, for this Thursday evening stream. And so I was thinking I might recreate or like get inspired by an art piece by like a painting or a sculpture or something like that, by a Black artist. I haven't decided who, so I'm gonna do a little research, look into some different artists, figure out whose work I wanna find inspiration from. But if you have specific artists whose stuff you think might translate well into a mani, then you can feel free to drop suggestions into the Discord. The link, if you're not already in the Discord, is in the caption or the description of this video. So yeah, I would love suggestions. Otherwise, I'm gonna obviously do some research on my own as well, either way, and come up with a few artists whose work I think would be fun to do. I did a couple last year and really enjoyed it. So yeah. Drawfee? Why are we just randomly saying Drawfee? Bum 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 bum. I got distracted. I think I finished saying everything I wanted to say. So yeah, if you have suggestions for an artist that you think would be good inspo, then drop it in Discord, or you can also drop it in the comments here, or yada yada. Oh, Drawfee, they are artists. Yes, but they are not Black artists. Maybe I didn't specify, because it's Black History Month. I'm focusing very much on Black artists, Black makers. I want to sort of, all the art that I do on my streams for this month, I want to focus on Black creators. And so that is, I would love at some point in time though, I definitely super duper want to do some Drawfee nails. I think that would be really fun. We should definitely do a Drawfee nail art stream. I think that would be hilarious. I might actually have to do a series of them because there's just too much there to play with. There's too many fun ideas. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. And I guess I'll see some of you on Thursday evening. And otherwise, don't forget to hit the buttons and tell your friends about the hippopotamus. And